In the near future, astronomers warned all the nations that the Earth was in danger and was going to be hit by an asteroid. All the nations got together and destroyed the asteroid before entering the atmosphere, but even after that, the Earth's 95% population was doomed, and the reason behind that was the asteroid. Let's see why and how that happened. The movie begins with an asteroid named Agatha 616 about to hit Earth. Everyone thought this was the end of their world. But all the nations got together and destroyed the asteroid in mid-air. The asteroid contained alien DNA, and when it was destroyed, the chemical compound released from it directly fell on Earth, which caused a reaction in cold-blooded animals and turned them into monsters like snails, frogs, and centipedes, who were used to be small but now become huge creatures. From that moment on, the worst got started. Within 1 year, almost 95% of the human population doomed those who hid in bunkers and lived underground. Then the scene started with our main character, Joel, who was a survivor and had been living in underground bunkers for the last 7 years with his survivor people. And with that, they already have food stocks and weapons in their bunkers. They also have a cow, which helps fulfill the need for milk for the newborns. Then the scene moves to Joel lying on his bed in sorrow. And the reason was that he was missing his girlfriend, who got separated 7 years ago. At that time, they were so close to each other, and one day the giant creatures attacked. Suddenly, the sirens started in their bunkers, and the rest of the people got ready with their weapons. Joel also joined them, but they stopped him and said to stay inside instead, because they know that Joel has a phobia, and for that, he gets frozen when a creature comes in front of him. But suddenly a creature comes inside somehow and kills one of his members when Joel sees that he took his bow. The creature was about to attack Joel, but Joel gets confused even after he has the weapon with him. But suddenly, a team member reached there and killed that creature instantly. Then the scene begins with a flashback of Joel and his girlfriend Amy being in their car, and the attack starts. Joel then connects with her on the radio. The chat begins, and she tells Joel that she is also living with a colony. But suddenly a connection fluctuates and the call cuts automatically. Then Joel decides to go to her, and he calls his teammates and tells them that he wants to go to meet Amy, and he also asks them to join him. But the leader told him that the bunker is 135 kilometers away, and they can be killed by the creatures before reaching there. So Joel decides to start the journey all alone. The team members gave him some survival suggestions and a map to navigate. His mind gets stunned when he sees the destruction. After walking some kilometers, he encountered with a giant frog who attacked immediately. Also, this time Joel gets frozen seeing the frog, even after holding the crossbow. The frog was going to eat him alive, but suddenly a dog named Boy came there and bit the frog and set him free, and then both of them ran from there, and then the dog brought Joel inside his bus, and then they stayed there overnight. And the next day, Joel begins his journey, but the dog starts to go with him, and Joel agrees with that, and then they both begin the journey. While going through a field, Joel falls inside a manhole. Joel then saw many skeletons over there, which indicates so many humans died inside it. And suddenly a weird creature attacked him, but he dodged that anyhow and saw so many holes and weird noises coming from it. Suddenly 2 people arrived and helped him get out of there. While he was in midair, the creatures attacked him, but somehow they saved Joel successfully. And then he dropped a grenade inside and killed those creatures. The 2 strangers are dad and daughter, Clyde and Milo. Clyde brings them towards the hill area because they will be safe there. Suddenly they encountered a big snail. Clyde told Joel to stay calm and do not take a step further. Joel was so confused and did not understand what was happening. Some time later, the snail went away without hurting them. Clyde tells him that not all animals are dangerous, some of them are not harmful, and you can tell that by looking into their eyes. Clyde told Joel that Milo is not his daughter. Milo's family got killed by the giants, and his daughter also died, so he kept Milo with him. Then Clyde and Milo get to know that Joel has 0 survival skills, so they start training him. One day, Joel decides to resume his journey, but Clyde tells him not to do that. But Joel denied it and resumed his journey to Amy. Clyde then gave him a hand grenade for his safety. While walking through a jungle, they encountered a huge centipede. The centipede then instantly attacked them and was going to kill Boy. But Joel, with his crossbow, somehow killed the centipede and saved Boy from him. Then Joel thanked Milo for that. At a place, they stayed inside a home where Joel saw a robot and became stunned to see a robot working to date. He then, with the help of that robot, called Amy and told her his position. He then reminded his parents, showed her their picture, and hugged the robot for her help. And then after some time the robot died. They then resumed their journey. At the place, Joel didn't notice the danger sign and encountered a sand giant. This was the most dangerous and huge giant they had ever seen. This is the sand gobbler. These are the tiny insects, but due to the mutation they became so huge and highly dangerous. Joel and Boy somehow manage to save themselves from that and hide in a place, and that sandbogler leaves because he doesn't detect any sound. But suddenly Boy starts barking when he sees his cloth near the water and runs towards it. Without any choice, Joel also ran to save him, and suddenly the sandbogler returned to attack them. Boy. That time he crossed the water and went to the other side, and here Joel threw the hand grenade at the time when the sand gobbler was about to eat him. The hand grenade blasted. Joel feels something awkward, and finds that leeches are the other eyewear in his body. In started he creature and killed him. Joel then reached other side of the cloth, and starts yelling at Boy, because he put everyone's life at risk for the cloth, due to which Boy runs from there. Then Joyhad feels something aquapulled and finds that leeches a few every later, and his bod started walking, Nick attack and pull startle the leeches. Few minutes later when he starts walking a few distances, Nistid starts hallucinating because of the lamey, as how there king few distance he doesn't bear it anymore and fainted conscious, was there finds Joel and bribe comes him to her bunker. After getting consciousness he finds him his Amy and became so later for his win. Heartbroke was so excited after meeting with Ishi was so many years later, but then his was reeks into pieces when Amy told him Ago. Instead, too interested in him because she is not the same Amy from 7 years back. Instead, that accident changed her a lot. Then Amy told him that they were moving to a new place, and a named person was helping to go there with his boat. This breaks and disappoints Joel so much because, all these years, he only thought about Amy and no one else. That night he missed his family very much and tried to contact them through the radio, and luckily he got a response. Then Joel told about everything, and also told about Clyde and Milo, who were heading towards the mountain area because the giants couldn't survive in the cold area. Then, at that moment, he decided to go back to his people. Later, a person came there and gave him a bear and some red berries. Joel instantly knew that something was wrong because the berries were not for human consumption. He then saw that everyone had eaten the berries, but not in their senses. He then tried to tell Amy about this, but was attacked by the crew members. The next day, they all found themselves bound. Then Cap told them that he was not going to take anyone with them. They came here in the name of rescue, so that they could take the food and essentials from them. And their boat was not running through any kind of oil. They used a giant crab to pull the boat, and he was controlling the crab with an electric device. Amy felt betrayed. Then Cap unleashed the crab on them, and the crab attacked them instantly. All the people run everywhere, and Amy somehow releases herself and Joel. Then Amy attacks the crew member, and Joel attacks the crab. At first, Joel somehow defended himself against the crab, but when Cap charged the current device, it made the crab so furious that it started attacking everyone so furiously, and caught Joel with his deadly claws. Joel was about to get eaten by the crab, but he noticed the electric wire through which the crab was getting controlled, so he shot the wire instead of the crab. The crab was set free and then spared Joel instantly. Then the crab thanked Joel through eye contact and started heading towards Cap's boat, destroying their boat and eating them alive. The next day, Joel gave Amy a survival book, gave her a heartfelt goodbye, and started his journey to his place. Then he reached his place and found everyone safe there. He told everyone about the safe place, and they all headed out towards that place. But before that, Joel sent a last message through the radio and told every living colony member about the cold mountain area, which is safe from the giants, so that they could come over there and leave the place. And then the movie ends with showing all the alive people leaving their place and starting to head towards the mountain.